9-year-old Zoe Lawson knelt by a marble headstone, her thin knees sinking into wet grass. She held a tired bunch of daisies, petals browned at the tips, like how her heart felt most days. The carving said, "Ashley Mitchell, beloved daughter, rest in peace." "Mommy," Zoe whispered, voice shaking like a leaf in the harmattan wind. "I know you're not really here. You can't be. Monica says you're dead." She sniffled hard and swiped her sleeve across her nose. "But I don't believe her. I don't." The wind rose, and the branches above swayed like dancers at dusk. To Zoe, it felt like her mother was near. "If you're somewhere out there, please come find me." The words rushed out now, hot and scared. "Monica is so mean to me. She shouts and makes me eat things that hurt my belly. And Daddy," her voice broke. "Daddy tries to smile, but his eyes stay sad. I think he misses you too, even though he never knew you." A shadow slid over the grave, swallowing the weak sun. "Zoe." The voice could cut like a sharp blade. Zoe's stomach dropped. She looked up and saw Monica Ray standing over her. Tall, glossy, model beautiful in a cold way. Sunglasses worth more than a small car. Her lips smiled, but nothing else on her face agreed. "What are you doing here?" Monica's voice was sweet like sugarcane, but it stung. "I told you not to come to this place." Zoe scrambled up, still gripping the dying daisies. "I wanted to see my real mommy." Monica's jaw tightened so hard a muscle jumped. "I am your real mother." Each word landed like a slap. "How many times must I say it? You're not." Zoe's voice came out louder than she planned, but she didn't care. "You don't act like a mommy. Mommies are kind. They hug you, read stories, make you feel safe." Tears slid down her cheeks. "You only yell and try to make me eat strawberries even though I'm allergic. A real mommy would never do that." Monica's hand flashed and caught Zoe's arm. Not hard enough to bruise, Monica was too careful for that, but tight enough to make Zoe gasp. "Listen here, you ungrateful child," Monica hissed, perfume sharp as smoke. "Your real mother is dead. D-E-A. Dead. She died when you were born and was buried right here." "You're lying." Zoe tried to twist free, but Monica's grip held. Monica's smile turned thin and cruel, like a cat toying with a mouse. "Do you know what happens to little girls who tell wild stories about dead mothers walking? Who speak to stones and dream impossible things?" She leaned closer, her whisper full of drama. "They are sent to special homes, homes for girls who can't think straight." Zoe's breath snagged in her throat. "Oh yes," Monica went on, enjoying every word. "There's a lovely place outside the city. Very quiet. Very medical. They give you special sleeping medicine every day, maybe twice if your mind plays games. You'd sleep and sleep, little bird. Dream all the time. Wouldn't that be nice?" "You can't." Zoe choked. "Daddy would never." "Daddy would never what?" Monica's laugh shattered like glass. "Believe his sick, troubled daughter over his caring girlfriend? All I must do is tell him you're having episodes, talking to graves, swearing dead people breathe, refusing food, swooning on the floor." She counted on perfect nails. "Doctors will agree, they always do, and your father, as much as he loves you, will choose what's best. Even if best is a soft room and daily sleepy medicine." Zoe trembled all over. She saw a cold room. She felt pills on her tongue. She saw her life drifting away while grown-ups called her crazy. "So here is what will happen," Monica said, voice turning businesslike. "You will stop this foolish talk about your mother. You will stop visiting this grave. You will be a good, thankful girl who accepts that I am your mother." She gave that terrible smile again. "If not, I hope you enjoy sleeping. You'll do a lot of it." "I hate you," Zoe whispered, tears pouring. "That's the spirit. Turn that fire into obedience." Monica tugged her toward the lot. "Now get in the car before I decide you're having an episode right now." As they drove away, Zoe pressed her face to the window and watched the cemetery fade. Her arm ached where Monica grabbed her. Her heart ached worse. You can threaten me, she thought, fists small and tight. But I know the truth. My mommy is alive. I feel it. And when she returns, you will be very, very sorry. What Zoe didn't know could not know was that she was completely right, and her real mother was already on the way home. Ashley Mitchell moved through the airport like a woman sent by thunder. Gone was the scared 2-3-year-old who ran from this city 9 years ago. In her place stood someone tempered by fire. A sharp navy suit worth more than her old rent. Box braids laced with gold like bright armor, and eyes that had stared down hell and brought receipts. "Mommy, you're doing the scary face again," Wendy said, tugging her hand. Ashley looked at her 9-year-old and softened. Wendy was her mirror and her opposite. The same brown skin and bright, thinking eyes. But where Ashley hid her heart behind iron gates, Wendy carried hers like a drum in open air. "Sorry, baby." Ashley smoothed Wendy's braids. "Just remembering. Remembering the bad people who took my sister? Yeah. Are we going to make them sorry?" Ashley knelt. So their eyes met. "We will make them wish they were never born." Then she cupped Wendy's face. "But more important," she said gently, "we will find out if your sister lives." "She does," Wendy said, sure as sunrise. She pressed a hand to her chest. "I can feel it. A piece of me is missing. And it's out there waiting." Ashley's eyes burned. She had felt the same empty drum for 9 long years. "Hold on, baby girl," Ashley vowed inside. "If you are alive, I will bring you home." She rose, jaw set like stone. "And if they hurt you," she thought, "they will learn what storm means. They tried to break me. They failed." The memories came without asking. While they waited for bags, the basement had been cold. Bone cold. Ashley's wrists had been shackled to a rusting bed frame like a prisoner from old stories. 7 months pregnant, barely fed, hidden, like a secret sin. "Please," she had begged when her stepmother, Patricia, brought scraps not fit for a stray dog. "Please, let me see a doctor." The baby is a bastard," Patricia said, voice like ice, "just like you have proven to be. Be grateful. Richard hasn't thrown you into the street. I'm his daughter. You are a disappointment," Patricia said, turning. She paused at the stairs. "Do you want to know something? Your real mother planned to leave your father. Take you and run. Start fresh." She thought she was clever. Ashley's blood froze. "What did you do?" Patricia smiled, the kind that chills bone. "Let's say her car accident came at a convenient time for all of us." The truth hit Ashley like a blow. "You killed her. You killed my mother." "Prove it," Patricia laughed. "Oh wait, you can't. You are locked in a basement, pregnant with a bastard, and no one believes you anyway. You are nothing, Ashley. You always were." But Patricia had been wrong. Ashley had been nothing then. Now she was Dr. Kira, the one people called a miracle worker. Now she had money, power, and a plan 9 years strong. "I'm coming for you, Patricia. For you, Richard and Monica most of all. When I finish, you will taste what nothing feels like." "Mommy?" Wendy's voice pulled her back. "You're crying." Ashley touched her cheek and felt it wet. She wiped the tears fast. "I'm okay, baby. Just old memories. They're about to change." She lifted her bag. "Come. We have a fancy hotel to check into. And bad people to defeat. Can we get ice cream first?" Despite the heaviness, Ashley laughed. "Yes, baby. Ice cream first. Because motherhood is like that. You can plan to bring down a crooked house and still make time for a sweet cone." The Moo Grand Hotel was wild with luxury. The doorman's outfit alone could buy a small home. "Welcome to Moo Grand, Miss Mitchell," the desk manager said warmly. Your penthouse suite is ready. Penthouse? Wendy's eyes grew round. Mommy, we're in a penthouse. Only the best for my girl. Ashley signed, noticing the curious looks from other guests. Let them look. By tomorrow, they would know her name. Mommy, I gotta pee. Wendy bounced in the universal dance of urgent children. Ashley saw the restroom sign. Okay. Be quick. And Wendy, I know. Wendy sang. Don't talk to strangers. No candy from weird people. If someone's creepy, scream loud. That's my girl. Ashley watched Wendy skip toward the door, never guessing. Fate, that sly trickster, was waiting inside. Wendy pushed into the bathroom, humming her favorite cartoon song. She washed her hands because Mommy said hotel bathrooms held 1,000,000 germs, and she was not about to die from toilet cooties. She reached for soap, glanced at the mirror, and froze. Another girl stood at the other sink, staring back. A girl with the same face. Same brown skin. Same eyes. Same everything. Only her hair was in ponytails, not braids. And she looked tired. Not a little tired. Sick tired. Like Wendy's friend in London with that long name illness. For a few heartbeats, neither moved. They studied each other like a riddle in two bodies. Slowly, Wendy turned. Hi. The other girl turned. Too. Hi. They stepped closer, circling carefully like two small cats in a new yard. This is so weird, Wendy breathed. So weird, the other girl agreed. You look exactly like me. You look exactly like me, the other girl echoed. What's your name? Wendy. What's yours? Zoe. And with that small exchange, something clicked inside both girls like two puzzle pieces finally finding where they belonged. Are you my twin sister? Wendy whispered, barely breathing. Zoe's eyes widened. Your twin sister? You mean there's supposed to be two of us? The words spilled out of Wendy in a rush. Yes. My mommy had 2 baby girls. But a wicked lady named Monica took one and said she died. But Mommy never believed it. We came here to find out if maybe you were still alive. Zoe gasped. Monica? She squealed. Did you say Monica? She says she's my mom, but she's mean. And there's a grave with my real mommy's name on it, but I never believed. Her breath caught. Wait. What's your mommy's name? Ashley Mitchell. Zoe's scream echoed through the tiles. That's the name on the gravestone. Your mommy. Our mommy, she's really alive. Yes. Wendy beamed. And she's right outside in the lobby. Zoe broke into tears. Happy tears. Trembling tears, the kind that say, I knew it all along. Wendy wrapped her arms around her sister for the first time in 9 long years. And though they had just met, it felt like they had come home. I knew she was alive. Zoe sobbed into Wendy's shoulder. I used to talk to her grave and tell her to find me. And she did. She really did. She's the best mommy ever, Wendy said fiercely. She's a famous doctor, super strong, and beautiful like a queen. And she's going to save you because you're sick, right? Zoe pulled back, wiping her face. How'd you know? You look tired, Wendy said softly. Like my friend Emma before she got really sick. Wendy paused, remembering Emma hadn't made it. But it's okay. Mommy's a genius. She saves people everyone else gives up on. Zoe sniffled. And we have a daddy too. Gerald Lawson. He's tall and nice and loves me so much. Wendy's eyes shone. We have a daddy? A real one? The realest. But Zoe's joy dimmed. He doesn't know about you or Mommy. Monica lied about everything. Then we'll fix that, Wendy said, her mind spinning with wild ideas. But we must be sneaky. If we just yell, surprise, we're twins. The grown-ups will panic. Yeah. Zoe nodded wisely. Adults are weird like that. Daddy's picking me up in an hour. What if we make them bump into each other by accident? Wendy's grin was wickedly clever. Ooh. Like in the movies. Zoe giggled. Okay, listen. You pretend to feel sick in the lobby. I don't need to pretend much. Zoe admitted weakly. Your daddy will freak out and yell for help. Then my mommy, who's a doctor, will come running. She'll help you. And they'll see each other. Wendy clapped her hands. Boom. Love at first sight. You think they'll fall in love? Of course. My mommy's gorgeous. Your daddy's handsome. And they made us. So they must have liked each other once. Zoe. A sharp voice rang from outside. Where are you? Mr. Lawson is waiting. Zoe froze. That's Julia, Monica's creepy assistant. She grabbed Wendy's hands. I gotta go. But, Wendy, we're really going to be a family. Right? This isn't a dream? Not a dream, Wendy said, squeezing tight. We're sisters for real and forever. For real and forever, Zoe whispered. And though they had known each other for only 5 minutes, saying goodbye hurt, like tearing something alive from her heart. They hugged one last time, quick and fierce, before Zoe slipped out. Wendy stared at the mirror, but it wasn't just her reflection anymore. Somewhere in this hotel, she had a sister, a twin, her missing half, and she promised herself they'd never be apart again. Ashley tapped her manicured nails against the restaurant table, eyes scanning her tablet, while Tyson updated her. Your father called an emergency board meeting, he said, pushing up his glasses. He knows you're in town. He plans to call you unstable and unfit to hold shares. Ashley's laugh was sharp and dry. Of course, he does. Same dirty playbook, new decade. She took a slow sip of coffee. Let him try. I have 9 years of proof embezzlement, fraud, abuse. When I'm done, Richard Mitchell will pray his only problem was a crazy daughter. And Gerald Lawson, Tyson continued. One of the biggest shareholders. He bought in young. Only 18. Smart, tough. You'll need him if you want full control. Ashley nodded. Set up a meeting. Tomorrow afternoon. I'll make him an offer he can't. Daddy. Daddy. Help. The desperate cry sliced through the lobby like a siren. Ashley's head snapped up, her cup rattling against the saucer. Near the entrance, a man caught a little girl collapsing into his arms, a girl who looked exactly like Wendy. Time slowed. Sound faded. The world tilted. Ashley stared, heart pounding. The man's panicked voice, the staff rushing, the crowd gathering, it all blurred. Boss, Tyson whispered. That's Gerald Lawson. And that girl. She looks like Wendy. Ashley's breath hitched. She looks exactly like Wendy. But Wendy was upstairs, safe in their suite, watching cartoons. Which meant this child. Oh God, Ashley whispered. Please. She moved before thinking, pushing through the crowd. Heart racing. Hands shaking. Please let it be her. Please. Gerald Lawson clutched his daughter as her body went limp. Zoe, talk to me, sweetheart. Panic burned his throat. These fainting spells were coming too often. Doctors said nothing could be done. But Gerald refused to believe that. I don't feel good, Daddy, Zoe whispered weakly. And though she was pretending, the tiredness in her voice was real. Someone get a doctor, Gerald roared. Now, the manager stammered. Sir, we're calling an ambulance. There's no time, Gerald's voice cracked. She needs help now. I can help. The voice was steady, female calm like a storm before lightning. Gerald looked up, and the world froze. The woman before him was breathtaking, but not just beautiful. Powerful. Her golden beaded braids caught the lobby lights, her eyes fierce and full of knowing. But it was the way she stared at Zoe, as if she had seen a ghost that made his heart stumble. Who are you? He demanded. I'm a doctor. Her voice trembled slightly as she knelt beside them. Please let me examine her. Up close, he saw the shimmer of tears in her eyes as her fingers found Zoe's pulse. Her face shifted from shock to grief, to joy, to fury, all in one heartbeat before she steadied herself. "What did you say your name was?" Gerald asked quietly, feeling something stir in his memory. "Ashley," she said softly. "Ashley Mitchell." The name hit him like thunder. Ashley Mitchell. The woman buried in that grave. The woman he had mourned. The woman who was supposed to be dead. The mother of his child. Except, she wasn't dead. She was alive. Standing right in front of him. Ashley's hands trembled as she examined Zoe. "Your pulse is high, sweetheart. Did you eat today?" "A little," Zoe whispered, staring up at her in awe. "When was your last fainting spell?" 2 days ago." Ashley's jaw clenched. She looked up, meeting Gerald's eyes, and for a moment, everything else disappeared. The air between them hummed with electricity, recognition, and 9 years of stolen time. "Mr. Lawson," she said, her voice strong but shaking, "your daughter needs real medical attention. These spells mean something serious." "I know," he rasped. "She has a rare genetic condition. Doctors say nothing can be done. The doctors are wrong." Ashley stood, her presence filling the room like thunderclouds. "I'm Dr. Kira." The lobby went still. Dr. Kira, the miracle healer, the mystery doctor, everyone talked about the same one Gerald had begged to see for weeks. "You're Dr. Kira?" he whispered, stunned. Ashley's face was calm again, her walls back up. "I didn't come back to this city to save lives, Mr. Lawson. I came for justice." But then her eyes softened as they fell on Zoe. "Still," she said quietly, "I will not let an innocent child suffer for the sins of adults. I can treat your daughter." Gerald's breath caught. "Our daughter," his heart whispered. But deep down, he knew the truth already, and everything was about to change. "What do you want in return?" Gerald asked carefully. "Your shares in Mitchell Group." 30%, Ashley said flatly. "Sign them over to me, and I'll save your daughter." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Phones came out, recording the scene like it was a live drama. Gerald's fists clenched. "You're using my daughter's life as leverage? I'm taking back what's mine." Ashley fired back, her eyes blazing. "My mother built that company. The Mitchells stole it from me. They stole everything. My name, my freedom, my—" Her voice broke for a heartbeat. "My family. I'm only reclaiming what I'm owed. And if I refuse, then find another doctor." Her mask slid back into place, calm and cold. "But we both know I'm her only hope." They stared at each other, the air thick with old ghosts and words never said. "Daddy," Zoe's small voice broke through the tension. "Please, I want the nice lady to help me." Gerald looked down at his daughter. The pale cheeks, the weary eyes, the fragile hope shining in them. He'd give up anything for her. Money, power, even his pride. He swallowed hard. "Fine," he said. "We'll talk terms. But I want a contract and proof you can actually help her before I sign." "Fair enough." Ashley nodded sharply. "I'll need to run tests, blood work, full history, everything. Bring her to my office tomorrow at 10. I'll be there." Ashley turned away. Gerald watched her go, mind spinning. A woman he'd mourned for 9 years was alive, standing there, beautiful and broken, looking at him like he was both the cure and the curse. "Thank you, Miss Ashley," Zoe whispered. Ashley froze mid-step. Her shoulders trembled. For a second, Gerald thought she might cry. "You're welcome, sweetheart," she said softly, without turning around. "I'll see you tomorrow." Then she vanished into the crowd like smoke, leaving Gerald holding Zoe and 1,000 shattered truths. Ashley Mitchell was alive, which meant Monica had lied, which meant, "Daddy?" Zoe asked, her voice small but knowing. "That's my real mommy, isn't it?" Gerald's heart stopped. "What makes you think that?" "Because she looked at me like you do," Zoe said simply. Like I'm the most important thing in the world. She smiled weakly. And I could feel it. Right here. She pressed her hand to her heart. She's my mommy, I know it. Gerald pulled her close. His chest tight. What have you done, Monica? He whispered. Ashley barely made it into the elevator before her knees gave out. She slid against the wall, shaking. Tears spilled freely now. It's her. She sobbed into her hands. Oh God, Tyson, it's her, my baby. Tyson, steady as always, handed her a handkerchief. Are you sure, boss? I'm sure, Ashley gasped. She looks exactly like Wendy. Same eyes, same smile. And she's sick. Just like the doctors said she would be. Her voice trembled. My daughter is alive. Her hands fumbled with her phone. She typed Zoe Lawson. Search results flashed. Photos of a small girl at charity. Events frail. Tired. Clutching her father's hand. Born 9 years ago. Ashley whispered through tears. Father. Gerald Lawson. Mother. Deceased. Deceased. My foot. Tyson muttered. Boss. What do you want to do? Ashley wiped her eyes, her strength returning like steel heating in fire. Find everything on Gerald Lawson, who he is, how he's tied to Monica, and why he has my daughter. Her voice cracked, then hardened again. I want answers. All of them. The elevator dinged. Ashley stood tall, mask back in place. Time to tell Wendy her sister was alive. Ashley pushed open their suite door. Wendy sat on the couch, pretending to look innocent. Mommy! Wendy jumped up. Hi, how was your meeting? Wendy Elizabeth Mitchell. Ashley used her full name, her tone sharp as thunder. Did you meet another little girl in the bathroom today? Wendy froze. Then nodded slowly. Yes. And did she say her name was Zoe? Another nod. Ashley crossed the room and pulled Wendy into a fierce hug. Baby, why didn't you tell me? We wanted to be sneaky, Wendy mumbled into her shoulder. We thought if we told the grown-ups right away, everyone would panic, and Monica would hurt us. So we made a plan to make you and her daddy meet by accident. She pulled back, eyes bright. Did it work? Did you meet him? Did you fall in love? Ashley let out a shaky laugh. Fall in love? Wendy, I just met the man. But you met him. And you saw Zoe. Now we can be a family. Right? It's not that simple, sweetheart. Why not? He's our daddy. You're our mommy. Me and Zoe are twins. That's a family. Ashley cupped Wendy's face, her heart aching with pride and fear. You're right. You and Zoe are twins. And baby, she's alive. She looks just like you. She's beautiful, and she's been living with a man she calls Daddy. Is he nice? Does he love her? Ashley remembered Gerald's face. Pure panic. Raw love. Yes. He loves her very much. Then we gotta tell him the truth. Tell him you're Zoe's mommy too. We will, Ashley promised. But we have to be smart. Monica has been lying to him for 9 years. He might not believe us right away. But you can do a DNA test. That'll prove it. Ashley smiled through her exhaustion. When did you get so smart? I learned from the best. Wendy grinned. Then turned serious again. Mommy, Zoe's really sick. Can you save her? Ashley's eyes hardened like iron. Yes. I'll save your sister. If it's the last thing I do. Across town, Gerald Lawson drove home in silence. Zoe slept in the back seat, pale as moonlight. Ashley Mitchell alive. The thought tore through him. Memories flooded back. Memories he had buried deep. 9 years ago. A business trip. A drink that didn't taste right. The world spinning. He had stumbled into a hotel room, dizzy and confused. Then a woman had walked in, young, scared, lost. Her eyes pleading. He remembered her voice, her shaking hands, and his own shameful weakness. He'd woken the next morning alone and broken. Then Monica had come to him. Tears. Lies. Her name was Ashley Mitchell, she said. My stepsister. She got pregnant that night. She died giving birth. But before she died, she asked me to bring you the baby. She'd handed him a newborn. Her name's Zoe, Monica said softly. Gerald demanded proof. The DNA test came back positive. The baby was his. Monica took him to a grave. Ashley Mitchell, beloved daughter. Rest in peace. He had mourned a woman he barely remembered but could never forget. He'd vowed to raise their daughter with all the love he had left. For 9 years, he'd believed the lie. Now, he knew the truth. He pulled into the driveway. Zoe stirred, blinking up at him. Daddy, are you mad? No, princess, he said gently. Just thinking. Monica lied to both of us. I always knew she was lying, Zoe whispered. I just didn't know what about. Gerald smiled sadly. Now we do. She climbed into the front seat, small and brave. It's okay, Daddy. Miss Ashley is here now. She'll make everything better. Gerald's jaw tightened. Right, he murmured. She will. But deep down, he knew the storm had only just begun. They walked inside. Monica stood in the kitchen, picture perfect, wearing her false smile. There you are, she said sweetly. I was worried. How is the doctor, Zoe? I didn't go, Zoe said flatly. I fainted in the hotel lobby instead. Monica's smile faltered. You what? Gerald, why didn't you call me? Because I was busy, Gerald said, his tone like ice. Meeting Dr. Kira. Monica went pale. Dr. Kira? Yes, Gerald said slowly. Turns out she was at the same hotel, helped Zoe. Agreed to treat her. His eyes never left her face. Interesting woman. Name's Ashley Mitchell. Monica's color drained completely. That's impossible. Is it? Gerald stepped closer. Because she looked very alive to me. Very real. Not dead, like you claimed. Gerald. I can explain. Can you? His voice was low and deadly now. Can you explain why the woman you said was dead just walked back into my life? Can you explain the fake grave? The lies? She's lying, Monica shouted. She's trying to manipulate you. She didn't tell me anything, Gerald said coldly. She offered to treat Zoe in exchange for my shares. But now I'm wondering, what else have you been lying about, Monica? The room fell silent. I never lied to you, Daddy, Zoe said softly. And Monica's face turned white as chalk. Ashley's hands pressed against Gerald's chest. You sure? He asked, his voice thick with worry. I've treated worse cases, she said calmly. Trust me, Mr. Lawson. Gerald, please. We have 2 kids together. I think we're past Mr. Lawson. Ashley's lips twitched. Fine, Gerald. Then trust me when I say our daughter is going to be healthy, strong, and living her best life. I promise. Thank you, Gerald whispered, his voice breaking. Thank you for coming back, for not giving up, for being strong enough to fight. I didn't have a choice, she said softly. My babies needed me. Well, one of your babies is about to tackle you if we don't let her in soon. Gerald nodded toward the conference room door, where little giggles could be heard. Should we tell them we figured everything out? He asked. Let them think they're master matchmakers for a little longer, Ashley said, smiling. He opened the door, and 2 identical whirlwinds ran in, Wendy and Zoe still holding hands. Daddy, Mommy, did you fall in love yet? Wendy asked breathlessly. Zoe rushed straight to Ashley, who lifted her into her arms and buried her face in her hair. Breathing in the scent she thought she'd lost forever. Because we have a plan, Zoe said happily. First you fall in love, then you get married. Then we all live together and have family game nights. And a puppy, Wendy added. running into her father's arms. "We should definitely get a puppy." Ashley and Gerald exchanged smiles, trying not to laugh. "How about we start with you two? Getting to know each other as sisters first," Ashley said. "And your daddy and I becoming friends?" "Boring." Both girls shouted together before bursting into laughter. "But seriously," Zoe said, her face turning serious. "We can be a family now. Right? Like a real one?" Gerald knelt down between them. "Yes, princess. We're a real family. Maybe not a traditional one, but real families come in all shapes and sizes." Ashley joined him. "And your daddy and I will work together to keep you both safe. No more bad people. No more lies. Just us." Wendy looked at Zoe. "Told you it would work." "I never doubted you," Zoe replied with a grin. They hugged tight and then pulled Ashley and Gerald in too. 4 people, broken by lies and cruelty, finally together, finally whole. Over the next week, everything moved fast. Ashley moved into a safe apartment in Gerald's building, different floors, but close enough for nightly sleepovers. She started Zoe's treatment immediately, mixing herbal medicines and nutrition plans. Within days, Zoe was smiling again, full of energy. The twins were inseparable, making up for 9 years apart with endless laughter and late-night whispers. "Mommy, can Zoe sleep over again?" Wendy asked for the 7th night. "Baby, she slept here 6 nights in a row," Ashley said, trying not to laugh. "But we're practicing for the gala plan," Wendy said proudly. Ashley looked up from her laptop. "What plan?" Both girls froze. "Nothing," they said in unison. "Uh-huh," Ashley said suspiciously. "What are you two plotting?" "We're going to wear matching dresses," Zoe said sweetly. "Purple ones, so everyone knows we're twins." "That's actually adorable," Ashley said, smiling. "And then we'll stand between you and Daddy during the big speech," Wendy added proudly. Ashley tilted her head. "Also sweet." "The big speech, huh?" The girls nodded. "And after you expose the bad people," Zoe said, "we'll hold up a big sign that says, 'Don't mess with our family or our mommy will destroy you.'" Ashley choked on her coffee. "You'll what? Too much?" Zoe asked innocently. "Way too much," Gerald said, walking in with takeout. "But I like the spirit." He kissed both girls on the head. "How are my girls doing?" "We're planning world domination," Wendy said proudly. "Sounds about right." Gerald laughed, setting food on the table. Ashley glanced at him and suddenly realized how normal this had all become. Dinner together. Laughter. Safety. It felt like a family. But she reminded herself, this wasn't normal. She was living near the man who fathered her children on the worst night of her life. And still, when Gerald smiled at her, her heart skipped a beat. "No," she whispered, and to herself, "focus on revenge first." But when he winked at her, her heart didn't listen. "The gala's tomorrow," Gerald said after the girls went to bed. "You ready?" "I've been ready for 9 years." Ashley pulled up her presentation. "I have proof of every crime Richard and Patricia committed: fraud, embezzlement, abuse, even murder. Once I start my speech, the police will move in." Gerald nodded. "And their partners? Let them try to protect them," Ashley said coldly. "I have evidence on them too. By tomorrow night, Bentonville's elite will burn." Gerald smiled. "Remind me never to make you an enemy." "Too late," Ashley teased. "We already have kids together. That's more complicated than enemies." They both laughed. But then Gerald turned serious. "Ashley, after tomorrow, after all this, what happens to us?" "Us?" she asked softly. "You? Me? The girls? This?" Ashley hesitated. "I don't know. We barely know each other. We were drugged and lied to. That's not a normal start to anything." "No, it's not," Gerald said, stepping closer. "But I've spent this week getting to know you. You're brilliant, fierce, funny, And the best mom I've ever seen. You survived everything. And I—" He stopped. "You what?" "I'm starting to care about you," he said quietly. "Not just as their mom. As you. I know it's bad timing. But I had to tell you." Ashley's breath caught. "Gerald." "You don't have to say anything," he said softly. "I just don't want any more lies." Before she could speak, two little heads popped around the corner. "We knew it," Wendy squealed. "Daddy loves Mommy," Zoe said. "Girls," both adults shouted. "It's not eavesdropping if you're loud," Wendy said logically. "Yeah," Zoe added. "And Daddy, you forgot to say Mommy's eyes sparkle when she's plotting revenge." Gerald groaned into his hands. "I'm being coached on romance by 9-year-olds. And 9-year-olds are going to bed right now," Ashley ordered. "Fine," they said, giggling as they ran off. "But tomorrow, after the gala, you two are totally falling in love." As silence filled the room, Gerald looked at her again. "So," he said softly, touching her cheek, "that happened." "Yep," she said, leaning slightly into his hand. He laughed. "They'll never drop this, will they?" "Nope." They stood close, breaths mingling. Neither moved, but both felt it. "We could just see what happens," Gerald said. "After the dust settles. No pressure." Ashley looked at him. The kindness, the strength, the love in his eyes. "Possibilities," she whispered. "I can do possibilities." And for the first time in years, she smiled like she meant it. The Bentonville Grand Ballroom shimmered with wealth. Ashley stood in front of the mirror, wearing a stunning emerald gown that hugged her perfectly. Her box braids were styled with golden threads, glowing under the lights. She looked powerful, unbreakable. "Mommy, you look like a princess," Wendy gasped. "You really do," Tyson said. "Gerald's not going to stop staring." Ashley blushed. "This isn't about that. This is about justice." "Sure, boss," Tyson said with a grin. The twins ran in wearing matching purple dresses. "You ready?" Ashley asked, half to herself. "We're ready," they said together, holding hands. "Then let's go make history." Gerald straightened his bow tie again. "You look fine, sir," his assistant said. "I'm about to destroy some powerful people," Gerald replied, "and protect my family." Outside, the ballroom buzzed with laughter and champagne. Richard and Patricia Mitchell smiled for cameras, pretending to be perfect. Monica, in a bright red dress, scanned the entrance impatiently. "Where is he?" "Relax," Patricia said. "He'll come." "Without her," Monica spat. Richard joined them, his smile cold. "When she arrives, we'll be ready. I've arranged a little accident." He grinned. Ashley should have stayed dead. Then the black limousine arrived. Flash. Flash. Cameras exploded with light. Gerald Lawson stepped out, handsome and calm. Then he turned and offered his hand. Ashley Mitchell emerged. Gasps echoed. Then two identical girls stepped out, hand in hand. The photographers lost their minds. "Mr. Lawson, who is this woman? Are those your daughters? Are you two together?" Gerald ignored them, guiding Ashley and the girls inside with his hand protectively on her back. The moment they entered, silence swept the ballroom. Monica went pale. Patricia froze. Richard nearly dropped his glass. "Shall we?" Gerald whispered. "Let's make them suffer," Ashley said with a smile sharp enough to cut glass. They walked straight to the Mitchells. "Ashley," Richard said stiffly. "Lovely party," she said coolly. "Didn't expect an invite, considering you thought I was dead. Awkward." "You need to leave," Patricia hissed. "So should kidnappers and murderers," Ashley shot back. "But here you are," Monica snarled. "Gerald, she's lying. She's trying to ruin us." Gerald ignored her and went to the stage. "Good evening," he began. "Thank you all for supporting the Children's Medical Research Foundation. But before we start, there's a truth you need to hear." He told them everything. How he'd been drugged. How Monica had lied. How Ashley was the real mother. And that there had been 2 babies. Gasps filled the air. Ashley stood, the spotlight catching her face. "This is Ashley Mitchell," Gerald said. "And she's the biological mother of my daughter, Zoe, and Wendy, her twin sister." Chaos erupted. Cameras flashed. Richard shouted, "She's unstable!" Ashley's eyes burned. "Then explain the fake grave. The DNA tests. The records." Patricia snapped. "You were an embarrassment. Just like your mother." Ashley's voice turned deadly calm. "You killed my mother, didn't you?" Richard sneered. "So what if I did? She tried to leave me." The crowd gasped. Police stepped forward. "Richard Mitchell. Patricia Mitchell. Monica Ray, you're under arrest." Handcuffs clicked. Monica screamed. "This isn't over." Ashley smiled coldly. "It is for you." The Mitchells were dragged out of their own gala in front of everyone. Gerald wrapped an arm around Ashley, holding her and the girls close. "You did it," he whispered. "We did it," she said. "All 4 of us." "Did you see Monica's face?" Wendy laughed. "She looked like she ate a lemon." Zoe giggled. Ashley tried to sound stern. "You're not supposed to enjoy that." "Well, maybe a little." A reporter pushed forward. "Miss Mitchell, any comment?" Ashley looked straight into the cameras. 9 years ago, my family tried to destroy me. They stole my children. They buried me alive in lies. But I survived. I became Dr. Kira, and I helped people. I came back to show my daughters that no matter how dark life gets, you never stop fighting for what's right." "And your relationship with Miss Lawson?" Gerald stepped closer, taking her hand. "Ashley is the mother of my children," he said. "We were both victims of lies. But now, we're building something new. A family. Are you 2 together romantically?" Ashley smiled. "We're taking things one day at a time. But yes, there are possibilities." Gerald squeezed her hand, smiling. She looked up at him and knew it was more than possibilities. Ashley came for revenge, but she found something greater. Justice, healing, and love. She found her family. Because sometimes, life will break you. It will bury you. But when you rise stronger. Rise smarter. Rise as someone even your enemies will respect.